Rebecca Lennon left Ilfracombe quite a long time ago. She's doing really well. We're flying north. The Gower is kind of hidden in the mist a long way in front of us. Well, if I can take you around the back of the boat. The sun is now coming up, so she's got some sunlight on her back. Hopefully the wind will calm down a little bit. We had a little bit of chop this morning, which was weird because there's not much wind at all. I think it's just residual from end of yesterday. Full mark coming in. Seven-hour update. Wind's been a bit shit, if I'm honest. We've had wind over tide, really. You can kind of see a couple of white caps out behind Becky. It's not been fun to swim in. She keeps getting battered in the face by a wave. I think she's getting a little bit fed up with it. Forecast was for it to be quite light this morning. It's still showing that it's going to drop off towards lunchtime. So fingers crossed in the next hour or two she'll get a little bit of respite. I think we're still expecting it to come in a little bit this afternoon as well, so fingers crossed she can make the most of that flat spell if it comes in, and we can crack on. But she's doing amazingly well. She's soldiering on, rolling with the punches, I think they say. Eight and a half hour update. Becky has swum through 6 hours of horrible easterly wind over tide. The tide has now turned, and the little bit of wind that we have and the tide is now all running the same way, so the water has flattened out. It's a lot nicer now than it was 2 hours ago. She did really well swimming through that. We're now heading west. We're targeting sort of Port Eynon way, but we'll see what happens. We can see the Gower in front of us, but it's a little bit hazy actually. We can just about make out a few buildings, but it's quite hard to see. You probably won't see anything on the video. We just had the 8 hour and 45 minute feed. It's gone bloody lovely. The jellies are coming. Jelly, 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 jelly. Ooh, there's a lot. Okay, so the 10-hour update. Becky swimming amazing. The tide is pushing us west, so kind of directly behind Becky now, over there somewhere is where we're actually heading. The headland at Oxwich Point is 6.4 nautical miles away, and we're currently doing about 3 knots over the ground that way. 10 and a half hours, just over 4 miles to Oxwich Point over there. And we're going straight towards it, still at 3 miles an hour. 11-hour update. There's a little bit of a southwesterly wind blowing up, chopping against the tide again. But that is Three Cliffs Bay, that is Oxwich Head, and that is Port Eynon. And I think that's where we're going now. Probably going to get swept past Oxwich. See what happens now. 12-hour update. We're only about 1.25 miles off of Oxwich Head, but we're getting swept towards Port Eynon over there. We're in a real battle against wind over tide at the moment, and a crazy bit of the tide trying to sweep us past. So we've asked her to push, and she's given everything she's got. 12 hours 17 minutes. We're not actually that far out, but we're trying to hold her against the tide to get into Port Eynon, which is that beach directly in front of the camera there. The tide's trying to sweep us past. We've got wind over tide, it's got a little bit spicy. She's doing amazing. We can kind of see the flatter water in front of us as well. It's not going to be long before we're in, and it's going to be a super fast time. We're on 12 hours 17 minutes at the moment. I think we've probably lost a fair bit fighting against this as well. The Worm's Head is just in the distance down there, end of the Gower. It's been a fabulous swim. 12 hours 44 on the clock. The Gower coast has been quite mean to Becky. We're almost into Port Eynon Bay. We can kind of see the flat water behind this bit of white water here, but it probably doesn't look too bad on the camera, but it is quite spicy. 13 hours into a swim. She's doing so well. Won't be long. Sean is now in as a support swimmer to see Becky into the beach to beat Sean's own record. 13 hours 47 minutes on the clock. We're just coming into Port Eynon. Sean's going to swim Becky in. We've got a hell of an offshore wind kicked up. It's holding us off a little bit, but I think she's still going to beat Sean's record. We'll see in about 5 minutes time. And she's standing up. And she's done.
She's done. She cleared the water. 13 hours 52 minutes.
13 hours 52 minutes, new record.